What's going on, portrait photographers? It is your coach Jet here, and today I'm doing a full raw BTS edit with me type style video. I did a recent YouTube video where I did a whole bunch of different YouTube videos, and I'm just editing the shots from the YouTube video. So today I'm going to be starting, I guess, a new series of me doing so. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm working in Evoto. This is not a sponsored video by Evoto. I recently moved away from Photoshop. I have not used Photoshop since I've been back as a photographer. I've been back for like 74 days, and I have not been back. I mean, I haven't used Photoshop. I've been using Evoto. It's AI powered. It's been really good for me. So I love doing it, using it. I want to kind of break down this lighting setup too, so you guys can see. This is going to be a 2-light setup. We got the light in the back right here, hitting off her hair. Then I got the 7-foot umbrella right in front of her. This is not how I got the shot. You can click the card and go watch that video, or find the playlist and watch that one. This is strictly for editing. So when I'm editing, I like to edit in the raw file, not the JPEG file. The raw file allows me to, I like to look at it like this. Like if I took a rubber band, a small rubber band, and I tried to stretch it, it would go only so far until it pops. But if I take a big rubber band and I stretch it, I have more room until it pops. So with a raw file, you have more control over your colors, mainly more control over your colors. And with a JPEG file, you don't, because JPEG is like a little rubber band, raw is like the bigger rubber band. And I want as much control over my colors as possible. So first thing I like to do when I am editing is I like to color grade. So I already have some color grade presets as well right here, where I can just click it and it already does the color for me. I actually really like that color right there. So I can bump it up all the way. I can bump it up with 50%, like 50% how it just was, or whatever, wherever it just was at. Let's see where we just at. Maybe it was at 100. That was the middle ground. And you can say before, and after. And I'm getting ready to launch a new lighting community, teaching portrait photographers how to finally execute the clean studio lighting look. And I plan to put these color grades in there just to be a part of that. But you see, that's the color grade right there. It's looking really good. So I'm gonna make a little bit of tweaks to this color grade. I want my shadows to be a little bit darker. I honestly, you guys, I don't know color science. I honestly just play around with I've been playing around with these different things all these years, to where like I kind of found what really I like my style, and I just really apply that style to everything I really do. So I think everything is good. I already color graded here and there, and yeah, so I kind of just like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys I know all my color theory and all that. I don't. I'm still learning, but it's what I kind of did for the colors. I know the intent I'm going for. I want that cool yearbook style vibe. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to come to the grain section, and I'm going to throw some grain in there. Grain is what makes the photos have this like look right here, as you see. So I'm going for like that yearbook look. So the cool thing about Evoto, back when I used to have Photoshop, you used to have to like, you had to do too much manual work, I feel like. But now with Evoto, it's kind of pretty, it make it really easy for you to make it happen. Like, and if you want, Evoto works to where like every picture you export is a credit. You can use it for free and play in it, but you can't export the picture without having credits. It's like a credit based thing, and every like one picture equals one credit. So I have an affiliate link where if you sign up through my affiliate link, I get credits when you sign up, and you get extra credits as well. So click the link below, start a free trial, and just play around with me as I'm playing around. But since I got the grain, I feel like it's too grainy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna decrease the grain size to like 5. Let me see how that looks. Let me boost it all the way up. So if I boost all the way up, it gives that look. I don't want that look. If I boost it down, it gives that look, which is pretty cool. But I'm also gonna turn the strength down. So I'm gonna turn the strength down to like 70. I kind of still want to see her face, but I still want the grain, but I don't want too much grain to where I can't really see her face. So it's some grain on there. You can kind of tell, like right in the cheekbone, there's some grain on there. Yes, it's some grain on there. So we're gonna keep rocking with that. I probably will just give me a little more size in the grain since I turned it down. That's basically making the grain particles bigger. As you see, like you can see the grain in there. That's too much. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on the grain. I think I'm gonna rock with like a 25 grain. Yeah, I'm gonna rock with a 25 grain. All right, don't need to do anything in details. Already pretty sharp. I'll just boost the sharpness up to like 80. Let's see how that may look. Give it a little more sharpness. So now that I did my color grade, after I do my color grade, the next thing I like to do is I like to do my retouch. So let me turn this picture of me off because it's starting to make my computer move slower, I think. Or I guess we get to go. So in Evoto, what you can do is you can come over to the side and they have something called portrait retouch. So you can click portrait retouch. Now I also have some presets that I made to where I can copy, like let's say if I do an edit on somebody else's photos, I can copy that, make it a preset, and I can copy that retouch over to this photo. So let me kind of give you guys an example. This is the cool thing about Evoto. So let me show you guys an example. So I have this preset from another client. As you see, it's going to like load right here. And then watch what happens. Boom. It edited her really, really, really well. Everything is cleaned up. So I could really just rock and roll like that. I mean, look at that. Clean. Everything is cleaned up on her. Hair cleaned up. Blemishes cleaned up. Eyes popping. Everything is basically cleaned up. That's the cool thing about Evoto. And if you guys end up joining the School of Light, I'll include all my one-click retouching presets, all that type of stuff. But since I am able to, just click a button and it's edited, it's a game changer. When in Photoshop, you would have had to, go in and fix everything up and all that type of stuff. I don't have to do that anymore now that we have Evoto. So I'm actually going to leave the preset up like that. I'm going to keep it like that. I don't have to intensely go into it anymore. But now we're going to work on the background. So as you guys see, this part right here is not really... Let me turn my camera. This part right here is not filled in, which is a problem. Then you guys see we have these things and like this in the way. So in the past, I used to have to go into Photoshop, use clone tools, patch tools, things like that. And I still do. But now you can come to this side in Evoto. And you see where it says solid backdrop refinement. I can come down to distractions real quick. Hold on one second. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is they have this, see how this is not filled in right here, and this is still right here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and come over here to this healing tool, and I'm going to use this clone stamp tool, and I am going to actually, let's see how good of a job this distraction removal thing works on backgrounds like this. So we're going to hit distractions, and it's not bad. You can kind of see it stretched all of this, and I don't like how that looks at all. So I'm gonna hit Command Z on my keyboard, and what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do a little ninja hack with AI. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm gonna do a ninja hack with AI, but I'm gonna go ahead and let's turn my size up. Let's turn the opacity up some more. And I probably could get away with using this patch tool actually. So the cool thing about the patch tool is like you can circle stuff like this and then move it over like that, and then it's gone. Same thing here. You're gonna circle this, move it over, and it's kind of gone. I'm gonna circle this big block and move it over. It's kind of gone. Then I can circle this. I could have used the clone stamp tool too, but I didn't want to today. So we're just gonna get this little block away. But now let me go to this spot healing tool, and I'm just gonna come in and do just like that, and it's gonna fill it in for me, as y'all see it. See how it just fills it in? Then I'm gonna take my clone stamp tool, and I am going to sample from there. Boom. That's out the way. Now I want to see how this will look cropped, because I may not have to get rid of all of that. So I'm gonna come over to the side and hit this right here, and then I am going to go to crop original. Instagram is usually like a 4:3, 4:5 ratio. So it'll probably end up being like that. Just like that. So let's see how that looks. It's not bad. I'm gonna undo it because right now, currently, I don't really like it. I like how wide this is and how you can kind of see that it's like, oh my gosh, this is like a new frame. It's like a wider shot. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna try something. So I'm gonna come to the healing tool. I'm gonna come to the clone stamp tool. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to copy this carpet, and let's just see what happens. Okay, that's not bad. Let's try to copy it some more. And I'm just following the line of how the carpet is in a shot. So the carpet will probably stop right there. So that's actually not bad. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna copy from here. And it's so black right there. Like right here, so make it a little harder. But I'm gonna sample and copy from there. And I'm gonna just bring this all the way down. And I have to be careful because this little arrow thing on the left side is sampling. Like whatever I put it on is what it's sampling from. So I'm gonna come down again. AI trick I told you guys about. And then I see the edge right here. You kind of see that this is the edge because this isn't, I'm pointing at it like y'all can see it, but that's in the shot. But I'm gonna just scroll down like that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. It's gonna look like magic in a second. Now I'm gonna sample from a different area because I see it's like different textures and stuff in the background. Boom. And I'm gonna make this go all the way low. Boom. Boom. And it doesn't really matter where I sample from because the background has this like textured look anyways. So now look at that right there. Boom. So guess what I'm gonna do? As you can see, this is terrible right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my hardness, this line is straighter. So I'm gonna turn up my hardness, and the hardness is kind of like what makes the line straighter or softer. So let me just show y'all an example. If I try to make this line straighter now, it's gonna look like this. And you can kind of see that the edges are kind of like feathered or blurry. But if I turn up my hardness, watch what happens. The line becomes a sharper line for me. And I'm gonna do the same in here. Just come up and clean it up. But this time I'm sample from the carpet side to get that sharp line like I want. And this is without me going into Photoshop. I don't want to have to use Photoshop. I want to use this. So I'm not gonna make a perfect hard line. I'm just gonna make it a little bit wiggly. Okay. Now zoomed out, you can tell. You can't really tell. Zoomed in, you can. I understand that the focus is gonna be on my model, so I'm not really pressed to. Go too detailed on this because the natural eye is not really gonna see it. But I'm gonna try to fake this out a little bit because this doesn't look clean. So I'm gonna take my patch tool. I'm just gonna circle this and I'm act like I want to clone it over here and just see what happens. Okay. I just want to give more illusions that the carpet is a little bit different throughout the whole thing. So let me back up. I see how that worked. So I'm going to take a spot sample from here, and I'm gonna kind of blend it over there to give the carpet that different look of like, oh, yeah, the carpet is kind of spaced out. Boom. Like, I can rock with that. That's not bad. And then now you guys can kind of see the wrinkles in the background. So what I'm gonna do is take some of these lines and just move it over, because I just want to fake it as if like the background was already there and it's not an edited background. So I'm taking from different parts, and I can get away with this because this is a textured background. So I can take from different parts and put different textures in different places, because the eye is going to think like, oh, this is just a textured background. So when you are editing, you can get away with certain stuff. When you are editing, see? And I want to clean up this down here at the bottom. Like, I don't like how that looks. I don't think Evoto has it to where you can do like a background blur, but if I could do like a background blur on this photo, I'm actually going to take this whole entire thing, whole entire line, because you can see the bleed line right here, and I'm just going to kind of mix it together and see what happens. I don't like that. Let me try to get rid of this rough edge right here. You see this rough edge around here? Yeah, so I'm just gonna get rid of some of these rough edges. I'm just circling the rough edges and get rid of it. Okay. Yeah. Boom. That looks good. Because when I post the photo will probably be zoomed in like this, but I'm gonna try to just sell it a little bit more, because I don't want nobody to zoom in and be like, oh, look at that. So I'm gonna try to make the blue line more straighter right here. So let's see what we can possibly do. Turn my hardness down a little bit, make the opacity more. Let's just see what we can do. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. I feel like that's actually a little bit better. And if I come in with this healing, this patch tool, and boom, kind of fake it out a little bit. And I'm gonna come with this clone stamp tool, and I'm actually going to just make these lines not as hard than if we're going to be like faking out the hardness of the line. So you see, I made the hardness smaller, I made the opacity smaller. So you see I'm faking out the line. Boom. And I can do the same thing with, I could do the same thing with the other side. Let's see. So the sides can be equal on the fake out. Just faking it out a little bit. That's going over the edges so both sides kind of look congruent, the same. So now both sides don't look as hard. They look softer. This is good. So I can hit OK. And let me just show you, let's see, background refinement. What does background refinement do? Look at the difference on that. I guess it just enhances the background. But look at that, before, after, before, after, before, after. Kind of looked like it was already there. And then we got clean background. Let's see what this does. You remove some of the wrinkles and stuff out. I don't want to do anything to the ground though. Yeah. That's nice. That's a nice photo, yo. Boom. It's a really nice photo. Now the next thing I want to do is just kind of clean up this here. This is pretty dirty. So I'm gonna come to my healing tool, and I'm gonna come to my spot healing brush, and I'm just gonna patch the places I know people would mainly be looking at. Since it's white and the light kind of blew it out, that kind of helps me out. But I'm just going in and fixing some of the places that are not good. I'm using my trackpad, which is making this a little slower. So I'm actually about to grab my mouse really quick. Okay, now I have my mouse, so this is gonna make this go way faster. So I have my mouse, so I wanna get rid of some of these like holes that's in here, the dirtiness that's in here. You can tell people's like footprints and stuff have been on here. So we wanna get rid of that. And just kind of clean that up initially. Get rid of the holes, some of the footprints. Since I know where this is going, I typically like to do just enough to where it psychs out the eye. I think over my career I've learned that every picture, knowing your use case of where your photo is going helps you determine the level of intensity you need to edit at. Like, I know that this is only going to make socials. It may get blew up in the future. So I'm doing little minor details right now. But I feel like if this was going somewhere else, not social or something, and I probably would go a little bit harder with like cleaning up a lot of stuff. So right now you see I'm not really cleaning up too much. See, I'm gonna see if I can get rid of this line. Yeah, I can, because I want the cube to look like it's all one thing. So you see I'm just going over the line little by little. I think for that I'm gonna use the clone stamp tool instead. So let me just keep cleaning up the stool. I see some spots over here in the back. See some hair particles as well. So I'm gonna make my junk a little smaller, like that. Boom. I don't see nothing else I really need to clean up. So we're gonna take our clone stamp tool and we are going to sample from this part, because I want to take this part and put it right here. So I'm sampling from here, holding Option or Alt on my keyboard. I'm on a Mac, you may not be. Need to turn my opacity up a little bit more, and we're just doing just like this. Just like this the whole way through. And once again, if you want to give Evoto a try, I do have an affiliate link. This video is not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm not getting paid yet. But when I do, Lord willing, get paid, I will let you guys know. You guys will know. Because y'all will be like, oh my gosh, he finally got his first brand deal. We're going to come up together. Boom. So I just want to make it look like there's nothing there. Like this was a cube that was perfectly executed on. So I'm getting rid of all the lines that are there. I'm gonna make it smaller because I'm coming in a little tighter spot. As y'all can see, let me zoom in. See a little something right here. Let's get rid of that. Boom. I'm gonna get up in here. I just want to get rid of the line that makes you be able to tell that it was indented. See how that looks cleaned up? I need to get rid of this part too as well, because that part is not really good. Now see, it has this like weight line right here. So I'm just gonna come in with my my patch. Hover over the weight line. Boom, that's gone. Let's go back to here. Now I need to get rid of this side. There we go. Boom. And I have to sample from the side that I'm editing on because the lighting is different all around this cube. It's not the same lighting around the whole entire cube. So I have to sample from the side that I'm lighting on. Boom. Now this part right here, I'm trying to think about how I want to approach this, because I can either fill it in or I can take the carpet and make it look like the carpet is wrapped around a little bit more. Let's see what happens if I take the carpet, sample the carpet. But that's not bad so far. Just concerned that the twist won't look right. So let's just test first. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't look like a circle anymore. So how I'm gonna play this is I'm gonna have to possibly do like that and just see if I can curve the box a little bit more. Okay, we getting away with something just a little bit. My mouse is kind of reacting a little weak. It's messing me up, y'all. I don't like how that looks. You can tell I'm pulling from the wrong lighting. So we're just gonna sample. I want to get rid of that like darkest shadow so it can wrap around. But also you see it's like a shadow up under the pillar. And I need to get that black shadow up under the pillar. And this is where I would use Photoshop to kind of make this drawing line right here. Black line to kind of fake out that it's something there. So let me just come and try to clean some of this up a little bit. It's not super clean. I'm not gonna settle. Even though I promise you, I believe people are not gonna be scrolling this deep. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to sample from this like black shadow line and just push it down. See what happens. Yes, it's exactly what I want. Because now when you bag up, you can kind of just it insinuates that it's a shadow right there. Boom. See if I can pull from more shadow line. Boom. That looks good. It's literally gone. It's gone now. I mean, look at the picture. I was so up close on the picture that I forgot what the picture looked like. This is before. This is after. Oh, it's processing the result. I'm like, didn't we just edit this? But it's processing right now. Before, after, before, after, before, after, before, after. So we're gonna let it process for a minute. It did process. Before, after, before, after. So honestly, this would really be considered done. Like, seriously. But I have a few things I want to do. You kind of see that this has this blue, the floor has this blue tint when the original floor doesn't. So I'm going to go in with my patch tool, and I'm just going to take this piece and sample it from right there. And I see it's not really making a big of a difference. So I'm going to stop. Also, as you see, I have this dark line right here, and there's no dark line on this side. That could be from the light, and then, you know, it being a dent right there. But let me just see what happens if I sample from there and say, hey, I want you to take a piece from over there. It's kind of giving me the same thing. And I guess I can't sell that to the eye, because I can say that it just gives, that's the darker side of the photo, when the focus is really going to be her right here. You know what I'm saying? And let's just see what happened if I wanted to try to take her numbers off her jacket. Let's just see what happens. Wow. They do somewhat come off, but not really. Yeah, not really. Yeah, I would possibly have to do like a bigger, like this. You see what I'm saying? If I want to take this whole one off, I would have to do like that. And that doesn't really look that clean. Of course, I can continue just go in and start patching stuff up, but that doesn't look clean at all with the jacket. So boom. So this would technically be done for me. Like, seriously, this is done. And the cool thing about Evoto is I can hit Command C or Control C on my keyboard, and I can paste the same edit here. It's not gonna do the manual things that I did, like stand out the background, fill in the background. It's not gonna fix the pedestal. It's mainly just going to add edits to all the skin and the color that I did. So I'm gonna let you guys see, and I'm gonna put the same effect on all of these too, so you guys can see. Because I want all the colors and things to stay consistent. So you see it's kind of loading here at the bottom. And you see, boom, this edit is done. I would probably add taking the wrinkles out the background, but that edit is done. And I would make her face not as hot. Her face is kind of bright. So let me come in to the colors, scroll up. I'm going to hit the masking tool, and the cool thing about this is it lets you edit a certain part of something. So I'm going to hit create mask, and I'm going to hit face, and I'm going to hit create mask. So now I'm only going to be editing the stuff on the face. So the highlights are super high, so I can just come down and pull the highlights down off the face, and boom, her face is not as bright anymore. And then if I hit this right here, you see the edit went away. When you switch between the color grading mode and the editing mode, the edit usually goes away. But now her face isn't as bright, and that is a clean photo. I feel like I would want her lip to pop a little bit more. So let's say if I did, I can go to mask, and there's two ways I can do this. So number one in portrait retouch, if you scroll down to makeup, they have this filter called lip makeup, and this is what it looks like before, after. I can't really tell. Let's boost it all. Okay, boom. See the lips now? Before lips, after. I like that. And what's crazy is I remember I used to have to make like a color, I forgot what it's called on Photoshop, like some type of feature where I would have to make a brush and do that. Well, now it's just literally a slider. Like it's literally just a slider in Evoto now, which is crazy. But now look at the lips. Before, after. The lips definitely pop. If you look at it put the edit on all the photos. Like I told you guys, it's not going to fix the background and the manual stuff I did. It's mainly going to focus on the body stuff. But I mean, it did a pretty good job to be only focusing on the body stuff. So I'll come in and manually take some of this stuff out. But I mean, look at this picture. And I'm seeing in all her pictures, the head is kind of like really bright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy from this picture and I'm gonna paste it on this one, because I also want the lip effect too. This one, and of course there's some things in Photoshop there's some things that Evoto does not have that Photoshop has that'll make me still be like, okay, yeah, I like Photoshop. I could use Photoshop for this or for that. But for majority of the things, like for majority of things, Lightroom, why am I saying Lightroom, y'all? Photoshop, Evoto is like killing Photoshop in how fast we're able to move with these different things. See, it did like the solid background, so let's take that filter off. I don't like how it's making it look. And I feel like I see the type of lip she was going for. So let me actually come back to the masking section. I'm gonna turn down the lip pop. So I'm gonna turn down the lip makeup. It's like 50. I think 50 is cool for the lip makeup. Make the lip makeup 50. The lip makeup 50 here. Make the lip makeup 50 here. 50 there. 50 here. That's too polished. Also remove the background changes that it did. Yeah, because you see it's kind of making a background. Got that blurry-ish look. I don't want that. That's the edit we did. So we took all the background stuff off of there. We need to take all the background stuff off of here. Take all the background stuff off of here. All the background stuff is off of there. Let's take all the background stuff off of here too. And then while that's processing, process it. I'll come back. All right, so we are now done. All the edits are processed, as you guys can see. I don't know if I want to clear out the wrinkles in this background. I kind of like the wrinkles a little bit. It's like I like them, but I don't like them. I don't know what y'all. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. I know this is like over delivering. But maybe with the spot healing tool, it won't take me that long to remove wrinkles out the background. So we're gonna see it. For some reason it's still processing right now. So let's just see what happens as we attempt to remove the wrinkles out the background. Okay, I guess we could remove the wrinkles out the background because the spot healing tool is really helping us out. Yeah, so we can get rid of the wrinkles. As you see, I'm kind of getting rid of the wrinkles right now. Yeah, that's cool. So wrinkles gone. Didn't take no more than a couple seconds. So I'm just gonna go through all of these and remove the wrinkles out the background. But see, it makes me process. I gotta keep processing first before I remove the wrinkles out the background. So let's let that do what it do. Let's go bigger. I'm thinking, oh no, yeah, see you guys. See what happens when you try to be, I'm gonna call it lazy. So I'm gonna just go on the wrinkle removals. My computer is a little bit slower because I'm recording this video and I'm pushing this software. So it's a little bit harder. Stand out like once I do it for one picture, I have to do it for all pictures. And honestly, if I don't want to commit to all, I wouldn't do it for one, because it's gonna look incongruent when you, as you guys see, when I mess up, I'm just hitting Command or Control J on my keyboard. If you got a Windows, it's gonna be Control J. Yeah, if you send these to your clients and they're like, oh, one of the pictures has wrinkles and the other one doesn't. It's like, bro, it's because you were lazy. And we don't want to be lazy. Brands pay top dollar for these images. Like my image prices are $150 per image. So when brands pay me, they want their $150 worth for their images. Okay, wrinkles are done out of that one. Let's get the wrinkles out of this one. It's kind of just repeating the process. I would tell my students to make sure they do this in post. Yeah, so What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and remove all the wrinkles, and now I'll come back to you guys in a minute so I can show you guys how easy it is to export the files and how like the credit system works and all that type of stuff. All right, so we went ahead and cleaned up all the images, as you guys can see, cleaned up all the backgrounds, and guess what I just spotted? A little piece right here. So I'm gonna come in with my spot healing brush real quick. Come in with my spot healing brush, and I'm just gonna circle that and then make it slowly but surely go away. Boom. I see some down here too. And I see a wrinkle. Y'all, I thought I was done. It's entirely my fault. I just started seeing, you know how you go back over photos and you see, I heard something where like you got to sit with the photos for a day and then come back to them. I feel like with how my brain operates, I will most likely end up changing the whole thing up. Because I'm spotting stuff while I'm sitting here reviewing for y'all, trying to show y'all how to. But this software has definitely been a game changer for me, for sure. Because, I mean, this would have took me hours to do in the past. But with this software, it literally makes my process night and day. Yeah, like it literally makes the process night and day. So while that's processing, I'll come back and then show you guys how to export these photos. All right, so now that all the photos done, I'm gonna come hit the first one that I did, hold shift, click this last one, then I'm gonna come up to where it says export. I'm gonna hit custom export. Then I am going to, you see it says export to. I'm gonna hit specific folder, and then I'm gonna come into my, bless you baby, my hard drive, light work, YouTube run. I'm gonna come to photos, and I'm just gonna dump those and put that right there. No subfolder needed. File name can stay the same. Never did custom file name, so we go I1, you know, like that. Keep the scale percentage JPEG. We don't have to limit the file size. Only time I do that is when like I'm trying to upload them to a computer or to a YouTube. Something that is like, oh, you can't go past this file size, but we don't need to do that. No watermark is needed. Now just hit export. And you see it says export task added, and if you come up here, you'll see them start to export. And like I told you guys, I bought a like, oh, that's exporting. I bought like 1,000 credit export pack. So I bought like 1,000 credit pack. Yeah, I bought like 1,000 credit pack. So I have about 1,000 pictures I can export, or 1,500, one of those. So all of these are going to export for me, and they're going to do that thing. So once they finish exporting, you'll see like the progress and stuff. Once they finish exporting, I'll come back and I'll show you guys how I send them off to the client and stuff as well. And I want to show y'all really quick. Y'all see how like as it's exporting, you can see the progress bar. I think that's a really cool feature, and I'm assuming that you could like pause it, start it, delete it, maybe change where you, or you can open it, stop it. Of course, we're not doing that right now, but this is another cool feature you can implement. All right, so now that it's done, you guys can see that it says it's completed and done. So we just hit the X. I'm gonna exit out of this, and now what I'm doing, I'm gonna go to Google. And I use a software called PicTime. Bless you, baby. I use a software called PicTime. I know some people used to use Google Drive. Some people I used to use Pixieset at one point. Now I use PicTime. So I want to come in and add a new gallery, and we're going to add my client's name. Let me make sure this is her name first. Yep, so this is good. And this is going to be my client's modeling portfolio. So it's easy. It's just like give it a name, select the date we did this last Thursday, personal branding for YouTube video, but you know, you can choose whatever her first shoot with me. So shoot number 1, and then you just hit that, and you see it say drop files or folder here. So I'm just going to hit select files, and I'm going to go to where that's at in my hard drive, which is under this section. And when I was preparing the gallery, what I like to do is I like to make sure my clients are able to download the photos. So you got to come to gallery setup and then hit allow free high res download and allow free web download. And then I put everybody can download. So I typically send these to my client's phone for like a cool experience. And as you see, all the photos would then start uploading right there. So now what I'm gonna do is the way I send it and share with my clients is a certain way to get a certain reaction. So I'm gonna go to photos, I'm gonna go to design, and I wanna change the cover photo that pops up. So I'm gonna skip that. And there's a certain cover. See this cover photo pops up? I wanna change it to our favorite photo. So what I do is I hit gallery cover, dots, then I hit replace. Then I can choose any photo in there. So I'm gonna hit this one right here. Hit done. So now when I text it to the client, that's gonna be super duper duper fire when I text it to them. So if you come to preview gallery, this is how it would look. Yep, now I'm gonna make her gallery online. Hit continue. I'm going to be texting it to the client, but if you weren't, you would just put the client name, email address in right here. So I actually have her name and email address. So I'm also going to email a copy of these to her, but I mainly am going to text her to get that screenshot moment of her reacting to her gallery getting sent. So we put her name in. I'm gonna hide the email and stuff. Now I'll come back to you guys once I have the link. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. But that's basically how I would edit the pictures and send them to my client. This was a full retouching video. I mean, we went for a whole hour almost. I appreciate you guys so much. And I do plan to drop a how I got the shot video too as well. I think that's gonna be super duper 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 fire. But I will catch y'all in the next video. Oh, and make sure you guys stay on the lookout for School of Light, my community, specifically helping photographers master studio lighting. It's coming out soon. And we also do a workshop in person called Lightwork Live, where I finally help portrait photographers get the confidence to charge $200, get the clean studio look that they can charge $200 plus for. And they come to this live event at our studio. We haven't introduced virtual tickets yet, but at the time maybe you watching this video, the virtual tickets will be there. So don't really know yet, but I'll catch y'all in the next video. Everything is in the link in the description.